By show of your hands, how many of you see a young, beautiful lady looking at far? I can see many amazing men here, but they are feeling shy to raise the hand. You naughty man, I can understand your feelings. All right. By show of your hands, how many of you see an old lady? Disappointed? Man, it's okay. Old is gold. Now, I am going to tell you one story. And I want all of you to think about what is the commonality between the images just now I shared with you and the story I am going to tell you. Okay? Think about it. Now let's move on to the story. Since after long years of graduation, he met one of his old classmates, and after seeing him driving a beautiful Mercedes-Benz car, he got shocked. He returned home feeling dejected. He thought that he lost in comparison. However, the man was unaware of the fact that his friend was actually a driver, not owner of that car. He was just performing his duty given by his boss in his Mercedes-Benz car. Now, have you got the commonality between these examples? Any guesses? All right, I will tell you the answer. The commonality between these all three examples is about perception. Yes. Now you might be thinking, what is perception? According to Oxford Learner's Dictionary, the definition of perception is an idea, an image, or a belief you have as a result of how you see or how you understand something. Now, imagine for a moment how extreme a case may happen when someone builds a wrong perception towards others, especially for money. Yes, it may cause misunderstandings, it may cause conflicts, it may cause jealousy, or even it may cause a murder. Yes, you have heard me right, murder. This reminds me the story of a 5-year-old boy. The boy, after having his dinner with the father, he went to sleep. And the father had night shift duty on that day. It was December end, and it was very cold day. There was dense fog everywhere. The father was traveling from his home to office on his bicycle. The road was very deserted. No one was there. Only few street lights were glowing here and there. Then a man came and stopped the father on the midway. And he was asking for money. At that time, the father had no money. The man became very angry. And in his anguish, he took out a hammer and he on the back of his father's head. The father fell down instantly on the road. His skull got broke. He was surrounded with pool of blood. There was nobody to help him. There was nobody to rescue him. Nobody knew how much pain he was suffering at that night. Throughout the day, there was severe coldness. His shoes were scattered here and there. Next day in the morning, his wife was wiping his face, mouth. Some white stuff were coming out from his mouth. People said that those white stuff was part of his brain. Unfortunately, the man could not survive. He passed away. It was a very, very distressing moment for the wife and the 5-year-old boy. By the way, do you know who was that 5-year-old boy? It was nobody. It was me. Yes, it was me. I lost my father. I lost all the love and warmth of my father at a very early age. I lost all the support and guidance of my father. I grew up without my father. When I was growing up, I was thinking, why that person killed my father without doing any wrong? That person thought that my father is rich. He must be carrying cash valuable in his pocket. But my father was not a rich person. My parents were born and brought up in a poor family in a small village. But that person thought negatively. He thought my father was a rich person and took away my father's life. A wrong perception occurred in that mind. Took away my father's life forever, forever. Whom I miss him each and every day of my life. Each and every day. I too had a wrong perception about perception. What you do, what you say, what you believe actually builds a perception about you in the minds of others. One Sunday evening, I realized that I was in a very comfort zone. I had a meeting with a very senior government official. He was in the rank of Joint Secretary and he was an IS officer. At the end of the meeting, he asked me one question. Nilim, what do you do after office hours? I told him that I play generally with friends, scroll social media, watch Netflix movies. That's all only. Then that gentleman told me few words. Nilim, you should think. You should do something extra. And these words of that gentleman deeply touched my heart. And it changed my perception and way of looking at life. Then I realized there are millions of people in the world who are suffering emotionally, mentally, physically, in all aspects of their life, be it relationship, be it finance, be it in health, because of the wrong perceptions. Then I decided I will help the people just the way I help myself. I came here with 5-step process, which I implemented in my life and I got results. And I was able to change my perception. And changing perception is as easy as learning ABCD. Don't you believe me? Let me show you. ABCD process. A for accept. B for broad mindset. C for courage. D for diverse experience. E for educate yourself. Now, let's move on to the first step. Accept the fact that there is always a gap between what you think and what is actual. When I was in my school days, my close relatives used to ask me, Nilim, you become a doctor in future because there is no one doctor in our family. Then I thought, okay, let's prepare for medical entrance exam. And while I was writing my zoology practical in class 12, I was given the task of dissecting a frog and find out the heart portion. But on that day, something happened to my life. I was not able to do that practical exam, but my friends were doing very fine. I was getting nervous. I was getting tension. Time was running out. Then suddenly a thought came into my mind. What if I become a doctor and fails operation of a person in the operation theater? I may be snatching away someone's precious life. No. Then I accepted the fact that medical is not suitable for me. Maybe some other profession will be suitable for me. Then later I done my engineering very happily. Broad mindset. While I was doing my engineering in NIT Surat, I used to travel by train along with my friends. And in the train, I used to meet people from different parts of the country. Some people used to ask me, "Are you from Nepal?" Some people asked to me, "Are you from China?" Due to lack of broad mindset, they had their preconceived notions, and most of the people perceive me. Someone maybe belong to some Chinese family, someone belonging to some Nepalese family. But in reality, I belong to northeastern part of India, Assam. Let's move on to the next step. Courage. This is me and my mom. After my father's tragic incident, my mother was very alone. She was not getting any support from her in-laws, from her own parents. She was only 11th pass. Nobody was giving her any job. There was no business, there was no earning. But my mother took the great courage. At that time, she had 3 young school-going children. No money. There was nobody to help financially her. My mother painted a better picture for every one of us. She has faced each and every situation of her life very boldly and bravely. She never lose patience, never lose hope. She took charge of all the household works, arranged proper education for the siblings, proper health care for the siblings, and because of her only, we are able to move ahead in our life. And because of her only today, I am giving TEDx talk at here. I'm happy to share with you that today my mom is watching TEDx talk live here, sitting among with you. Hey mom, I love you! Next step. Diverse experience. A boy was traveling with his father in a train. He was staring out of the window. He was jumping, he was shouting. He was pointing each and every passing by scenery to his father. He was exclaiming with joy. Seeing his enthusiastic outbursts, a couple sitting nearby to the boy regarded him with pity. They thought that boy must be having some mental problem. The father understood and explained to the couple that they had just left the hospital. They had the surgery of the boy. Successfully, the boy has got his eyesight. And this example shows the true power of perception. Everybody has their unique story to tell. Everybody encounters different experiences in life. Taking assumptions and making some conclusions on others based on some surface level observations is not good. Have some time to understand others. Let's move on to the final step. Educate yourself. Having an engineering degree, I was thinking that I should focus only on technical things. I should focus on only technical subjects, but I was totally wrong. After attending many trainings, many workshops, reading many books, I understood that I should learn some other life skills, and accordingly, I learned, I embraced in my life. After that, I was able to change my own perception. My self-awareness has increased. My context got expanded into new level. I started practicing gratitude daily, reading books daily, writing journal daily, writing books, and I got immense benefit by educating myself. Now, I will show you an interesting item. By show of your hands, how many of you feel that this cup is upside down? By show of your hands, how many of you feel that this cup is in right position, straight up? Let me reveal the truth. This is the truth, and this is an unique cup. And this is perception. Now I want all of you to look at the tree. Is this tree a slanting one? No, this tree is not slanting one. Actually, the ground on which the tree is rooted is a slanting one. Let me show you the picture. This is the truth, and this is also perception. And finally, how many of you feel that this man is looking very sharp? Let me show you the full picture. Now what do you feel? Is he looking sharp? This is also perception. So it is all about perspective. It is not about what you see. It is about how you look at the things that is going to help you to figure out what is coming on the next time. Have trust and look the universe through heart's eyes, and you will be amazed how beautiful this world is. Thank you.